Welcome to another edition of Wings Weekly. Jay Kleinknecht here, along with head coach Scott Langer. Coach, once again, thanks for joining us. A little recap on the weekend. Wings swept the weekend against the Steel in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin, winning 4-1 Friday with goals from Picorni, Strada, Beatty, and Morgan, and a 7-1 win Saturday. Goals coming from Macklett, Weigel, Pitters, Bendorf, Sicoli, and Belisle with 2. And both games really seemed to have moments where the Wings were able to kind of kick down the door, so to speak, and really take control. Obviously a good weekend when you can sweep a team and gain 4 points. What do you take away from the matchup, Coach?
Well, I thought our guys, even when we got up by a few goals in each of the games, our guys stuck to the game plan. And, in games like that, especially the game we had on Saturday, you could see a lot of times in those games you see bad habits come out. And I thought our guys really stuck to the game plan. They play with a little bit of an edge there both nights. And it's good to see our guys come out in the fashion they did on a road game, especially games where you travel up there same day and you get off the bus. And I thought our guys were good. I thought they played well and they played hard.
Well, and you touched on this, but I wanted to ask you what it says about a team that is able to find a way to win on the road and overcome adversity and maybe less than ideal situation or less than ideal conditions. And they kind of a similar situation in Cloquet 2 weeks ago. And as you said, same day travel. Maybe some time to kill on Saturday where don't. You got to stay busy. You got to keep things going. But for them to be ready mentally and physically, it says a lot, doesn't it?
I think so. I think it's just one of those things that it adds up. You kind of goes into your bank account towards the end of the year where you can kind of pull on that. And when you battle different elements and have different things come up through the course of the year, I think that just gets you more battle tested. I think if you're lucky enough to get into the playoffs, I think that can pay dividends.
Yeah. Well, we talked about it a little bit as far as the goals, but obviously in reading the names of the guys that contributed, a very balanced attack. All lines seemed like were firing. Do you think that is more about your team doing things the right way and these guys, the effort level and everything, or was it maybe about being able to exploit some areas of weakness in an opposition?
Well, it could be a little of both. We obviously prepare for the opponent we're going to play on the weekend. So I felt like our guys were prepared. I thought Coach Hill did a great job in that area, getting our guys prepared. But, you've been seeing some pretty good balance throughout our lineup in our depth. Mm-hmm. And we're getting secondary scoring from a lot of guys where it really takes some pressure off, guys like Joe Strada and Nick Sicoli and guys like that you really lean on for those key goals. But it's from a coaching standpoint, it's really good to see. When you see that balanced attack and you see that you can put 4 lines out there in any situation. I didn't match against his lines all weekend, and a lot of times I look to do that and get certain matchups and try to steal matchups. But our guys were really rolling, and for the most part, we rolled all 4 lines and we got output from all of them.
Yeah. Well, offensively, obviously a strong weekend, and we talked about it there, about all lines working well and seem to really be clicking. Matt Vernon, who's done a great job between the pipes and has seen the bulk of minutes, got a breather on Saturday night, and we got a chance to see Connor Close in his second start of the season, and I thought he played really well too. Nice to see the young man, get some minutes and get some confidence perhaps or whatever in a big win like that.
Yeah, he works hard every day, and he deserves the opportunity, and we felt like that game was his opportunity to go in there, and obviously, let up a quick one there on the power play, but I thought he settled in really well after that and made some real key saves, and he didn't let it bother him. So that was important to see, and it was good. Josh Aycock was there, our goalie coach, and he was able to work with both those goalies over the weekend and see Closer get his second game in the NAHL, and he got a win, and that's I think is important, and he should build on that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Too early to talk about identity of this team. What do you see it as? They're not exactly mucker and grinders, but there's a lot of talent, a little bit of everything. It seems like.
Yeah, I think you can start seeing our identity. I think our team skates really well, mm-hmm. and we're not afraid of the physicality part of it. we compete. It's the big thing. We're a hardworking team. When we don't work hard, it's really visible.
Yeah.
And it's because that, we tend to hound a lot of pucks and we're on teams quick. And I just see that developing into more and more of our identity where, we're just going to be all over teams and it's not going to be easy to come play Aberdeen. And, we're just going to keep cruising in that area. Like this weekend, it's great. We're going to play Bismarck. They haven't lost a game at home. It's awesome. Can't wait to have our guys compete in that environment.
We talk about it often about the culture of the Wings way, that kind of thing, and I think that has a lot to do with that work ethic and the hard work like you're talking about. It's not necessarily the case for all teams, and as I've talked to some other players that say that it's not that way everywhere. So I think that's a testament to you and your staff as well. Wings on top of the division right now with 17 points. Austin has 17. Then Minot with 16. Bismarck has 13. The Wilderness 11, and Brookings at the bottom with 6. Minot and Bismarck have been trading jabs back and forth over the last few weeks. Wings see Bismarck for the first time, as you mentioned, this weekend for a home and home. What do you know about Bismarck? What do you expect from that Bobcat team?
Well, they look to have some really good depth. They're getting guys that are producing throughout their lineup, and they look to be playing with a lot of confidence. And you can't look past their goaltending. Johnny Roberts over there has done an excellent job for them for multiple years, and like I said, they haven't lost at home, so they got a lot of confidence coming into this weekend. And like I said, for us, it's just a great opportunity for us to perform in an environment that's only going to make us better.
Yeah. Another big challenge coming up. Of course, we'll talk about the specifics of this weekend's games coming up in just a bit. But Coach, I won't keep you any longer. I appreciate you taking some time to talk with us on Wings Weekly, and best of luck coming up against the Bobcats.
Thank you.
All right, folks, well, we'll take a quick break and hear from one of our sponsors. We'll be back with a couple of players in the second portion of Wings Weekly after this.
Let's make a taco. No, seriously. Start with a tortilla, soft tortilla. Warm it, kiss it. Don't kiss it. Chicken? How about tequila lime chicken? Now we're cooking. Slice this, peel that, snip those. Salsa? Verde. Cheese? Cotija. Oh, forgot to mention. Guac. That's better. See, anyone can make a taco, but we're not anyone. We're Qdoba, and these are knockout tacos. Qdoba Mexican Eats. Choose flavor.
Welcome back to Wings Weekly. The second portion starting now, and as promised, players joining me, and we've got Mitch Macklett of Maple Grove, Minnesota, and Peter Morgan of Sarasota, Florida. Boys, thanks for taking some time to talk with us here a little bit and let these guys get to know you a little bit on your day off, especially. So again, thanks for coming on the show. Wanted to start things off with just basically asking you guys a little bit about your home life, what your family. Do you have siblings and so on? And when did you guys start playing hockey?
I started playing hockey when I was like 3 or 4. I went to a Chicago Blackhawks game and taped up some golf clubs and started playing hockey with it. So my
Nice.
parents threw me in hockey, and that's how that started.
Awesome.
Yeah, my dad played Division III hockey. He played at Augsburg in Minnesota. So he played growing up, and then he just got me into the game, and I started about the same age, 3, 4.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Minnesota, obviously the state of hockey, obviously pretty popular. A little different thing in Florida. And we talked last week with some of the boys about the popularity of the sport growing in the southern states. But was it difficult for you, Peter, to get going, because it probably wasn't so readily available or as popular as what it would be in Minnesota, for example?
Okay, so I was born in Chicago. I grew up there, and I moved when I was 11 to Florida.
Gotcha.
And I was lucky enough to have a good coach last year. He kind of took our team because he had a son, Vinny Prospel, and I was lucky enough to have that. And it started out as just AA, and then it went up to AAA, and then we were in the NAPHL, which is where the Wings found me and Picorni.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Well, Mitch, you had a pretty strong weekend. A goal and 4 assists over there in Wisconsin. And if you don't know this already, you have been named the Central Division Star of the Week. So congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's talk a little bit about, I mentioned it with Coach a little bit before you guys came on the show, but the culture of the Aberdeen Wings and the Wings way and so on. And you mentioned it, Peter, that, you were with the NAP. And then, you, Mitch, played with the Magicians for a handful of games last year and so on. Is it different, the Wings way, so to speak, or the culture in this locker room and what is expected of you as a hockey player than it has been maybe for some other teams that you've played on?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, I think we come together as a team very well out here, and that's like our number one thing is to play as a team, and it's a whole community, not just the players, but also the staff, the fans, everything. Organization overall is just run really well, and I think we've been playing well, and if we stick to what the coaches tell us, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, for sure. Peter, what are your thoughts on like coming from the NAP, like you mentioned, and so on? I mean, a little bit of an eye-opener at this level. Is it a little different, or are there a lot of similarities?
This level's a lot different. It's super professional, and you know, everyone comes in new, but they do a really good job of bonding us together. I mean, if you look around the walls, it's family, passion, accountability, and our chant before the game is family on 3. So
Right on. All right. Well, talking about some of the differences and similarities and so on from different teams, different areas that you may have been in, whatever. How about bus trips? Now, you guys have had some doozies already in the early part of this season, going to Cloquet and then over to Chippewa Falls. Those are the 2 longest bus trips of the season. Is that something that you're used to playing, you know, as you guys grew up? Or I would imagine that these are probably a little longer, especially probably for you because you got hockey in your backyard, you know, pretty much any direction. But how do you deal with the bus trips, and is that something that's taking you guys to get a little bit getting used to?
yeah, they can be fun.
Yeah.
They can be. Sleep is important. You always gotta sleep. I usually try and sleep half the bus ride.
Yeah.
It's a lot different last year. I was on a plane a lot, but the bus trips have been pretty fun so far.
Nice.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Those long bus trips, you got to get your sleep. Keep your legs moving. Whenever we stop, I try and get out and stretch a little bit.
For sure.
Back home, I'm used to 1 to maybe 2 hours only. So these 7 hours are pretty tough, but we make it work.
Yeah. Well, I've had some successes. I was talking with Coach Langer about, you know, obviously to Cloquet, getting 3 out of 4 points there, and then you know, or excuse me, sweeping them there, and then sweeping the Steel. You always want to say Chill for some reason, but anyway, well, formerly Cooley Region Chill. I suppose that's why. Anyway. What's your music of choice? What are you going to go to if you get your choice? You're going on a road trip, maybe you're driving across town, whatever, it doesn't matter. What are you listening to?
Usually it's rap for me. Before games, I'll listen to rap, practice, everything. Sometimes I'll listen to EDM. Played in Sweden last year. That electronic dance music's pretty popular over there, so
Oh, wow.
gets me pumped up. When I'm chilling with the boys, doesn't really matter, whatever's going. But can't do country very much.
Peter?
I'm 50-50 rap and EDM. Both good to me.
EDM, I would not have guessed that. Okay, right on. Let's see, how about, are you a picky eater? And if so, or even if not, what's the most bizarre thing that you've ever eaten?
I'm not a picky eater, and in Florida I've had gator.
Gator. Okay.
I'm a relatively picky eater. Not a big fan of tomatoes. Onions, not a big fan of. Weirdest thing I've had escargot.
Snails, right?
Snails, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It took me a while to try it, but I actually liked it. I had a cricket once. I think it was with my family. I had a sour onion cricket or something. But
Wow.
yeah.
I think I'll pass on the cricket, but
Yeah.
escargot I've done, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. If you could meet or hang out with any fictional character, who would it be? It could be from a movie, a comic book, whatever. Who are you going to hang out with if you can choose anybody? But they got to be fictional.
I'm gonna go with a superhero. I'd say Batman because he's super rich
Well, there's that, yep.
and he just buys his power. So I mean, that'd be pretty interesting to meet and see how he did that.
A lot of excellent technology there, too. Right on, Batman.
I'm not much of a reader, but in high school we read The Great Gatsby, and I think that'd be pretty sweet to hang out with him. He also has a lot of money and throws some pretty crazy parties, so
Yeah,
I think I'd enjoy that.
good choice. Wow. I think I'd enjoy that, too. Let's see. Bismarck this weekend. How much do you guys, both of you being new to Aberdeen and to this team, haven't seen Bismarck yet. oftentimes I always thought that maybe they might be one of the bigger rivals, so to speak, for the Wings. But I don't know that that's the case anymore. I think Minot has definitely crept up into that spot. Just about everybody there's a pretty good rivalry with anymore. But do you guys talk to the vets, asking them a little bit about about what to expect from Bismarck, for example, or what the barn is like, that kind of stuff? Or do you try to get a little bit of a heads up, little scouting report from some of the guys that have been there before?
Yeah, I always try to ask some of the vets what it's like playing at Bismarck or at these other rinks. Also, my billets, the Danielsons, they let me know when it's a pretty big rivalry. The fans get into it usually. But also we watch film a lot, so we see how they are against other teams.
Sure.
And we're usually pretty prepared. So,
Peter?
Yeah, Mitch has it right on. I've always asked, what it's like playing in other barns, and all the kids here said it does not compare to our rink at home.
Right
with fans.
A lot of passionate fans for sure. All right, well, you guys again rolling off 11 goals over the weekend and really handling the Steel with relative ease, at least certain points for the second period in Saturday, and then third period on Friday night especially. What do you guys have to do to keep things rolling the way that they are and continuing to build steam and build momentum?
Well, we'll start with practice this week, and it won't be easy. It never is.
Yeah.
And then we'll carry on into the weekend with the same energy, and we'll just build from there.
yeah, I think it starts from everybody playing as a team, doing the little things, blocking shots, hitting, getting pucks on net and everything. And if we continue to do that, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, so just keep that energy level up and that effort level up. Awesome. All right, well, I'll tell you what, I appreciate you guys taking some time again to join us on the show quickly here, and just again giving fans a little bit of a chance to kind of see what you guys are all about. On the ice, obviously, they don't get a chance to see your personality really. What kind of, speaking of off the ice, what do you guys like to do? Do you have any hobbies or any interests that you do when you're downtime, when you're away from the rink or not practicing, not working out, whatever?
Well, when we're with the boys, a lot of us play Xbox. Fortnite, Call of Duty. That game just came out. I know we go to the Y sometimes. Yeah. We go in the hot tub, go in the pool. Other than that, we pretty much are at the rink all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Well, at home, I would do a lot of tennis and golf, like Florida stuff.
Right.
And then so far I've been here, I've been four-wheeling, hunting, golfing. It's a little different here, but it's fun too.
Right on. All right. Well, again, I won't keep you guys. I appreciate you coming on the show, and best of luck coming up against the Bobcats this weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. All right. Well, remember, folks, Friday, October 26th, Wings at the Bismarck Bobcats. Puck drop is at 7:15. You can watch the game at Buffalo Wings and Rings in Aberdeen or on HockeyTV.com. Listen on 94.1 The Rock, HubCityRadio.com, or The Rock app on your cellular device or mobile device. Saturday, October 27th. Wings versus Bismarck here in Aberdeen. Aberdeen Area Convention and Visitors Bureau Rooster Rush Night. First 100 fans through the door receive a free Rooster Rush t-shirt, kids Halloween candy toss, and skate with the Wings following the game. $10 general admission tickets are on sale now at any of the 4C Express locations in Aberdeen with additional purchase. Doors open for all home games for the Wings at 5:30, and the puck always drops at 7:15. For all the latest news and information, visit AberdeenWings.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and Instagram. So once again, we thank Mitch Macklett and Peter Morgan. My name is Jay Kleinknecht. That'll wrap up this week's Wings Weekly.